Kuye, also known as the Sports Journalist, and welcome to another episode of Sydney's on the Clock. So today, if you're familiar with my show, I have somebody who's not new to this, but instead is very true to this, Mr. Chris Williams.
Hey guys, blessed to be here, Sydney. Thank you for another opportunity.
How's your morning been so far, Chris?
It's been good. I'm blessed. I'm highly favored. I woke up today, so.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to go straight into it. CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud.
Is he a potential MVP pick?
I'm going to say no, but it's because he's young. You know, I think he'll be Rookie of the Year.
Oh, of course. That's undoubted.
Yeah. You see what he did at Ohio State, and you see what he's doing right now. CJ Stroud had a historic game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield. CJ Stroud broke 470 yards, Sydney, a passing record. This has never been done.
And see, but hear me out. If you're not familiar with football and you watched him at Ohio State, he was putting up these numbers even at Ohio State. We've seen he's poised. He knows what he's doing, especially in the pocket. He knows that the fact that he can calm down. He's not quick to toss a football like most rookie quarterbacks are. I mean, look at his stats. Top 10 in passing yards out of the QBs. Top 10 in touchdowns. Top 10 in QBRs. Even top 10 in quarterback rating. He only has 2 interceptions with 15 touchdowns this entire season.
2 interceptions.
That is almost insane and unheard of for a rookie quarterback.
To be honest, this is Brady-esque, Patrick Mahomes-esque type work. And CJ Stroud, if he keeps doing this, once Patrick Mahomes leaves, he will be that guy. He will be that talk.
But here's my thing. He outplayed Joey with the Bengals.
Yeah, he did.
That is Joey Burrow.
Yeah.
You know, if you anywhere from Louisiana, you know, everybody here rides for Joey like they dependent on it. And I might get some hate just the fact that I'm saying this. And, you know, the show films in Louisiana, but Joey didn't even play bad that game.
No, he didn't.
He outplayed a seasoned quarterback.
This is like Joe Burrow's 5th year in the league.
My point exactly.
CJ Stroud he was born in 2001, so he just started playing pro football.
How do you outplay Joey? My thing is too, do you think that he broke the OSU curse in terms of quarterbacks? I feel like that's a very controversial opinion on that. Because, you know, OSU or Ohio State University, they have their fair share of quarterbacks who didn't necessarily transfer well into the league, like JT Barrett. I could continue, but, you know, I don't want to go that far.
I'm going to say yes and no because they have Kyle McCord. And Kyle McCord is basically he's a new OSU quarterback.
Right.
But he's basically a game manager. He's not like, he's not like CJ Stroud. He wasn't like JT Barrett, a star. But they find ways to win. But CJ Stroud did break the curse for that.
You think so?
He did.
Okay, so here's another question. Do you think that we should continuously give all the credit to CJ being an amazing quarterback? Or do you think we should give it to the head coach as well, too?
I'm going to say, give it to the head coach. Because, I mean, his system is working for C.J. Stroud.
Ryans.
Yeah. So, just with him and then also the coach being the Texans system for like 15 years, he knows the system. He knows what it's about. Mm-hmm. And C.J. is just shining. Because everything that C.J. is doing is working for his benefit. It's helping him be successful, basically. So, can't wait to see him.
So, do you think it's too early to compare number 1 pick, Bryce Young, and CJ Stroud in terms of how they've been playing so far this season as rookie quarterbacks?
I'm going to say, to be honest, if there's no shot to Bryce, right? Humble, God-fearing man. But at the same time, he's 5'10", 205.
He's too small in the pocket.
He's too small.
And
then also Sydney, he's in a bad system. Look at Thielen. Thielen's about 31. And then he has like a lot of old
wear. I'm gonna say wear and tear on his line, and not necessarily old, but the fact that a lot of people they've been in the league for a good amount of duration of time. We can see that the young boys are trying to get their one up on them. So where do you think you'll see C.J. Stroud in the future? Like you said, I know you mentioned the next Patrick Mahomes.
C.J. Stroud could be Brady.
Brady.
He could be Brady. Not almost Brady, but C.J. Stroud has his own path, but he will win a Super Bowl for the Texans.
Well, that is it for this conversation, but there will be very much more as we come back on Sydney's on the Clock.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Right now, during the season of inspiration at Team Mazda, get 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new Mazda CX-5, or get 0.9% financing on the all-new 24 Mazda CX-90. Save thousands on over 150 new Mazdas now on sale at Team Mazda.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats. The flavor says it all.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Now's the best time to experience Mazda during the season of inspiration at Team Mazda. For a limited time, make no payments for 90 days on your new Mazda. That's right. Shop now, choose your new Mazda, and make no payments for 90 days at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda.
We are back with Sydney's on the Clock. Sydney, the Pelicans are struggling. What's going on?
Everybody knows I've been very vocal about the Pelicans this entire season. So the Pelicans just cannot find it in them to stay healthy. That's what I think is going to be the biggest downfall, especially coming from the last 2 seasons being a quote-unquote preseason number 1 seeded team, falling all the way to 12th in the West. It's been a lot. But let's start with C.J. McCollum, right?
Yeah.
C.J. McCollum just got diagnosed with pneumothorax, I believe that's how it's pronounced, which is essentially a collapse of his left or right lung. And I understand that he's going to be out for a good time because that's a serious medical condition. But here's the problem with that. That's not his first time being diagnosed with something like that. In 2021, during that season, the 2021-22 season, he was with the Trailblazers.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how he ended up getting traded from the Blazers to the Pelicans, specifically because he had that issue with his lung. Because he sat out initially, I remember the Trailblazers, they thought that he was going to be gone for about 2-3 games, just 2 weeks, nothing much, nothing more. But he ended up completely sitting out 40 games that entire season due to a health issue. They just cannot find it in him to stay healthy. And for instance, this past game that they played with the Mavericks, I actually went to the game physically, so I could say a lot what happened there because I was definitely in the stands. But let's start. The fact that Brandon Ingram, he himself already, I believe he's either... Don't correct me if I'm wrong, don't quote me on this, but it's either a knee issue, an ankle issue, it's something, but it's always an issue in terms of their health. They just cannot get it together. And I remember this past game, whenever they played against the Mavericks, Ingram probably only played 20 minutes. He played the first quarter. He definitely got subbed out during the second quarter. He came in a little bit during the third, and he barely played the fourth.
So who do you think with Brandon Ingram being out, do you think the young man who won the because he played a little bit, the young man who won the national championship for UConn?
Oh, Hawkins.
Yeah, Hawkins. You feel
Jordan
like
Hawkins.
you feel like he can be in place of Brandon Ingram?
I don't think he's ready for that yet. I don't think he's ready for that responsibility. And the only reason I say this is because I saw him play. He was probably, in terms of field goal percentage, probably shot 20% from field goal. And especially if you're coming in playing a guard position, you cannot have that low of a percentage. That's not effective for you nor the team. That's bringing down the entire team stats. He ended up getting completely subbed out because Daniels, the Aussie who came in, who also plays, I think he's 19-year-old too, he actually outplayed him during that game because Hawkins was not playing the way he should. That was not national championship Hawkins we've seen. But here's the thing with the Pelicans. The Pelicans do not have a point guard, or at least an actual person who plays one. For instance, you have Zion. What I noticed with this past game, you had Zion. Why is Zion bringing in the ball? Why do you have him bringing in a ball? And I understand the fact that this is what coach is probably doing, given the fact that their point guard, which is CJ McCollum, even though he really plays like a 2. He doesn't play like a 1. He plays like a shooting guard. Let's keep it a buck. But due to his injury, you had Zion bringing the ball in. Zion, I want you to look at me in the eyes right here if you ever see this show. You cannot create shots off the dribble. You are not Kyrie. You are not that fluid. You are known to be a monster in the paint. Stick to what you know. Develop a mid-range shot. You'll be good. But you bringing in the ball, trying to make a dribble or make shots off the dribble, you're not going to be effective at it. Let's just keep it above. You are a big man. That's what you got to do. That's what you're supposed to do.
Basically, who do you think will be that guy? 'Cause I mean, I'm talking about like facilitators, like for example, Chris Paul or Kyrie Irving or who's that name? Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo is an incredible facilitator.
Really? I haven't heard his name in a minute. He is.
I know he's aging. He's about 35, 36 years old, but he can be the glue to help the Pelicans out, I think.
I honestly think they need to go on a draft and reassess because we already know they're going to get a pretty high pick because of how they've been playing this last season. I go on a draft, get somebody young, keep them, build them up. That's what the Pelicans need to do. I said it, I stated, you can quote me here on Sydney's on the Clock. But at the end of the day, they lost to the Mavericks just due to the fact that the Mavericks was the better team. Yeah. You have a dynamic duo like Luka and Kyrie. Yep. And not just that, Kyrie is healthy and he's happy in his situation. Yep. Just in the third quarter alone, there were over 100 points scoring possessions when it came to the Pelicans. That's really just what it is. But we are not done with Sydney's on the Clock. We'll be right back after commercial break.
Every great story starts with the rush of thrilling gaming action. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Getaways for some well-deserved me time. And rewards worth bragging about. If it's a story worth telling, it starts at La Berge Baton Rouge. What's your story?
The winning play is the Buy Here, Sell Here event at the Team Automotive Group. Buy here and save on hundreds of certified and pre-owned vehicles. Or sell here and we'll pay you top value. Buy here or sell here and you'll be the winner at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Few things in life are as valuable as family and peace of mind, especially when it comes to your final arrangements. And that's where Lee Serio can help. His prepaid funeral plans make sure your life will be remembered exactly the way you want it to. With Lee Serio, no detail is too large or too small. Call Lee or his wife Gretchen at 225-315-6329. Let Lee Serio give you and your family the peace of mind you all deserve.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Now's the best time to experience Mazda during the Season of Inspiration at Team Mazda. For a limited time, make no payments for 90 days on your new Mazda. That's right, shop now, choose your new Mazda, and make no payments for 90 days at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda.
No one can stop me when I taste miss the feeling.
We are back with Sydney's on the clock, and guys, if only y'all were to hear some of the conversations we have during commercial break.
my goodness.
But we're gonna get straight to it. It is the 50th annual,
Yes.
the 50th, half of 100 years of the Bayou Classic, and it's coming up this next week, I believe, this next weekend. And you know we won't be competing for a SWAC
No,
title.
we won't. No, we
will
won't.
not.
No.
How do you feel?
How do I feel? I mean, I feel kind of just disgusted as a fan because I'm like, this happened last year, right? Bashawn McCray was quarterback. He stinked, and Bubba should have been quarterback. Now we going back to the same thing when Noah Biden should have been starting over Harold Blood, but it's ridiculous. Dooley can't make adjustments. He thinks he can do no wrong, and it's a problem. I'm tired of it.
And I don't mean to be that person, but as a head coach, I think self-awareness is one of the biggest traits somebody can have, especially
Humbleness.
when it comes to a season like this that we're having.
Yes.
Because last year, whenever we went to SWAC championships, we were a team of faith. This year, we seem to be a team of coincidence. So let's just keep it with buck. You cannot continue to make the same mistakes and not try to grow from them. Because that's exactly what we've seen, like you just mentioned. We saw a head coach waste a potential QB prospect's entire season and last year of eligibility due to an ego.
Yes.
That's what we see.
Due to a beef.
Due to ego.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that Noah is in the exact same situation,
No.
but you have a transfer that came as the starting QB from Grambling. He was the starting QB at Grambling. Yet you chose your third string to be first string this year from the prior season.
And then
he's not executing.
And then he was the #1 quarterback in New York. So this guy, he has to be that guy. So I'm just like, it's ridiculous. I don't know how it was set up. I don't know what he did during the spring game or how he calculated the quarterbacks. He must have just been like, oh, he's a great person, so let him be quarterback. But I'm like, man, just because you're a great person doesn't mean you have it. Doesn't mean that you're that guy.
Thank you.
So
thank you. Personality is one thing, but in sports, it doesn't matter what your personality is. It's what you can do on the field or what you can execute and give to overall meaning of the team.
Yeah.
That's just what it is with sports. But I know the alumni have been very, very angry with Dooley.
Yes.
And I know for a fact, because alumni, a lot of people fail to realize that sports in general is just a business.
Yeah.
So when you piss off the people who are paying for your facilities, who are bringing this money to be donors, they're going to stop putting their money into the team.
Yep.
So do you think this is up for Dooley's contract? Do you think they will buy his contract out?
I'm going to say they will find a way because, I mean, Tony Clayton, he donates to Southern University a lot. A lot of the hierarchy alums of Southern University have a lot of money. So, but are they willing to invest that? But I blame Roman Banks.
Controversial.
Roman Banks, this was a homeboy hire. I don't know why you hired your friend. Just because you're your friend, sometimes your friends let you down. And Dooley let you down. But you also let the Southern University fan base down. You can see during the PV game, there was barely nobody there. Yeah, it might have been rainy a little bit, but there was nobody there.
Because students don't want to see their team lose.
No, we don't. And we're usually a winning team. Look at Odoms. We're going back. Dawson Odoms, we were 43-19. We were always in contention for the SWAC. We didn't always win. But a lot of people...
You were always a top player when it came to SWAC West.
Yes. And we were able to put people in the draft. Look at, what's the guy? He's a cornerback for the Danny Johnson.
Oh, that's talking about the one who just got...
Carter, but Danny Johnson was the top cornerback in the FCS during that time. And he's with the Washington Commanders now. He put somebody in the league. He put Jatari Carter in the league.
Yeah, because he came from Odoms. That was Odoms. That was his prospect when he brought in
people in the league. Dooley is going to ruin somebody's career. And I
well,
just
not somebody, or is going to.
He's going to.
We've kind of already seen that happen.
Yeah. And I feel like just if any quarterback transfers out to Southern, I'm sorry, and I hope the next school gives you a better chance, a better opportunity to go to the league.
Well, very controversial topics. We will be right back as this last segment as Sydney on the Clock wraps up.
Few things in life are as valuable as family and peace of mind, especially when it comes to your final arrangements. And that's where Lee Serio can help. His prepaid funeral plans make sure your life will be remembered exactly the way you want it to. With Lee Serio, no detail is too large or too small. Call Lee or his wife Gretchen at 225-315-6329. Let Lee Serio give you and your family the peace of mind you all deserve.
With increased cabin and storage space and class-leading standard safety features, the 4th generation Honda Pilot is simply the largest and best SUV in Honda history. And we have it in stock and on sale. Come save at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Segan Lane.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats. The flavor says it all.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Here, Sydney Coulier and Chris Williams with the last segment of Sydney's on the Clock. Women's basketball, specifically college basketball, has been taking the world by storm. Chris, let's go.
So, I feel as though, do you feel as though that, Sydney, that LSU, after being destroyed, taking their respect, do you feel like LSU has an opportunity to rebound from that loss to Colorado, or do you think that humbled them as well?
Okay, so this is how I feel with LSU. I've always been an LSU fan, given the fact, I mean, we're in Baton Rouge.
Yeah. Go Tigers.
Like but even before that, I've always been a Kim Mulkey fan, and I've followed her career for a minute now, right? And honestly and truly, I think it was the attention that a lot of them just got out the mindset that they are basketball players first at the end of the day. Like, we understand, especially it's new day and age when it comes to NIL deals, that you need to make yourself marketable. So a lot of times, social media attention in general, fan engagement, just in general, that would drive somebody to make revenue. So I understand with the girls in terms of, having a lot going on, but y'all just got this new locker room, and come on now, y'all just got this brand new locker room for a reason, because y'all were the #1 seeded when y'all came in. That was the first time since 1987 that a team, especially a #1 seeded, has lost their opening. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. I think a lot of the times they forget, when you are the #1 seeded team, meaning you are the past year, you were the national champions. It doesn't get no better than you.
No, it doesn't.
You are literally the people that they look up to, because they're going to try to knock you down at every way, shape, or form, because that's what they're supposed to do. So when you lost to somebody like Colorado, that ended up bringing them all the way down to the 7th seed. So now you have schools like UConn, I mean, there's another
Pace
school that's
workers.
tied for number 1, but that's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, and then I feel like as though just in any sports in general, you have to realize, man, hey, anybody can be any day. Look at Ohio State, right? You're the big boys. So at the same time, everybody's gonna come for you. They want that title. They want that prestige.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like as though my message to the LSU ladies: be humble. You know, yeah, you're better than everybody right now, but you know.
I'm not going to say be humble only because when it comes to women athletics and athletics in general, a lot of people specifically want to bring that, or at least throw that idea of being humble as something that's negative. And I don't think they should be humble, because if anything, if I was a national champion team, I will revel in it too. Y'all not going to hear the end of me. I'm just going to keep it a buck.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think that their attention was they just lost sight of stuff. That's all. I don't think it's a humble thing. Because again, you'll never really hear men in any sport be told to be humble when they celebrate their wins. We saw specifically how the Nuggets, when they won, how tore up they were all for a minute. So I don't think it's a thing of be humble. I think they just lost sight of everything that was going on. Not to mention they have a new starting point guard. They have Haley Van Lith, the Louisville transfer, who took over Anissa Morrison, whoever, when she got drafted into the WNBA this past draft. I think they're just adjusting.
Yeah.
And sometimes teams take a minute to adjust, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But, Chris, I just want to thank you so much. Chris has been somebody who is my go-to when it comes to being on Sydney's on the Clock. I mean, I know I could count on you at every way, shape, or form, so I appreciate it.
Oh, I'm elated, but you're welcome.
Thank you. This has been Sydney's on the Clock with Sydney Couye and Chris Williams, and we will catch y'all next time.